home's in your hands, you build it. You build it's the place to go to build your home with people who know. Outstanding service, remodeling too. Your home's in your hands, you build it. Plumbers to roofers and cabinets too. We find the best people and value for you. Hammer all day or hire a crew. It's up to you. Your home's in your hands, you build it.
We're back here with y'all in the UBuildIt studio, which I don't know what else to call it, so we're excited to call it that. We are welcome to this month's UBuildIt show. Thank y'all so much for your outpouring of how much you've enjoyed it and what you learned. It's been honoring. I'm very excited at how much you have loved this show, and we will keep making it as long as it makes you happy. This month we are going to be conducting some wonderful interviews. We'll be interviewing Cam Williams, UBuildIt planning consultant. Let you introduce some of the family, understand who to visit with, hopefully give you some great information there. That will be our smallest part on the show. Next, we're going to have just a nice interview with our newest lender, Michael McElroy of Gateway Mortgage. Fantastic lender, incredible what they can do. Stay and be sure and hear from him. But the best part, the majority of the show this month, what I know you're going to love is getting to see Miss Carrie Owens' magnificent home that she just finished. Hear her talk about the UBuildIt experience, what it was like, where it was nervous, where it was scary, where it was exciting, good, bad, all of it. I think you're going to love that. Regardless, thank y'all so much for being here, and I so hope you enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Jason with Agile Spray Foam. We are the premier spray foam contractor for UBuildIt. We do spray foam installation, closed cell and open cell. We would love to talk to you more about that product. Please give us a call at 405-397-0233. Ask for Chad or visit us online at agilefoam.com. Thank you.
I'm here with Cam Williams, one of Oklahoma City's planning consultants, and I just, we never get to introduce the employees and the people that you work with day to day. And Cam, I just wanted to take a couple minutes and let you explain, what is your role at UBuildIt? What do you do? What is your place purpose? How do you help clients?
Well, I'm our planning consultant here at UBuildIt, and I get to have the opportunity to get to meet people when they come in for their initial presentation and explain to them the whole system, and then get to guide them through the whole process, step by step, from design all the way to the end of the construction phase.
So what all does that entail? Is it they come in and it's like, hey, we want to hire you, Cam, so help us through all this?
Not
or is
quite.
there maybe...
It's a little more detailed. Of course, our system is very unique and very structured, so I actually want them to understand and to walk through the 5 stages of planning that we go through, where we don't just jump into construction and hope that we get the budget right. We go through a 2 to 3 month process where we build their whole house on paper. They get to choose all the materials, they get to finalize a design that we get to be involved in, and then basically we walk them through and show them exactly what needs to be done throughout the whole planning phase, so that by the time we go into construction, they know exactly the house they're getting. They know the materials they're putting in them, they know who's doing the work, and they know how much all that's going to cost. So it really relieves a lot of the stress going into construction.
Okay, so very first meeting, somebody's watching this and they're like, well, 2 or 3 months, that's a long commitment, but they're curious, what could I do? What are my opportunities? What is the first meeting?
First meeting is just an initial presentation. I typically want to just get to know the client and know a little bit about what they want and what the whys and everything. And so they typically, some have floor plans, some just have ideas. And so our goal at that point is to figure out if it's a feasible project and what exactly they're wanting to do and how we can really help them get there.
Now, is there a lot of pressure? Do you take the keys and throw them on top of the building, and do they have to sign an oath in blood before they're allowed to meet with you, or is it a rather?
Sometimes. It's very laid back. It's a laid back meeting. This is a large process. This isn't something where you come meet me one time and I expect you to sign a contract. This is an 8 to 12 month commitment start to finish, so we like to get to know them and let them feel comfortable about what we do and let them understand if they're a candidate for the traditional UBuildIt or if they're more of a candidate for what our Plus program is, where we take a little bit more of the role in the construction part of it and help coordinate it.
And now, is this true for new homes only, or is this true all for remodels as well?
It's for new homes, remodels, commercial, new, commercial remodel, whatever type of project you want to do, we do all of it.
All right. And is there anything more that you, now, well, you know what, I'll go a little bit more. You mentioned plans. You guide people through. So is it necessary that they already have plans?
No. If they have plans, that's great. That saves about 4 to 6 weeks during the process. But if they don't, fun part about doing a custom home is you get to custom design it however you want. I mean, you don't get, here's your 3 choices, pick one and flip the garage over here. You get to do it total custom however you want. And we have multiple design firms that we can actually get you with, sit down, and have them start to draw custom for you.
One of the very first discounts people get is you get somewhere between 80 and 85% discount on the cost of a custom drawn plan. Huge, right off the very bat. And that is fun. I always like to use the example, and I'll quit being silly and playing roles, but I remember years ago when I had the fun of being more in your role all the time. I had a client that came in with a picture of a flower once. And it was literally, I want to design a home that makes me feel like this. And it took us a long time, but we designed a magnificent home based off the picture of a flower. So, and I've had clients walk in and say, here's my plan. So it all varies from. Remodels, don't overthink it, right?
Yeah. Don't overthink it. Remodels are a different beast. We have a little bit different program on that before we actually get started on that. We have you come in and meet with us and explain the UBuildIt system, so that way you understand we're not a GC company. We have our differences and show you the value of what we do. Then we'll come out, walk you through basic scope of work, give you a ballpark budget based on high end versus low end. You're probably gonna be somewhere in the middle, and then if you're happy with that, then we get started and actually work with the design and the bidding process.
And don't overthink your plans. We've done a few hundred remodels. We may have a few ideas that are helpful. I can't name the number of times that we have saved clients extreme amount of money just by knowing a different way to achieve what their goal was. I mean, it's one of the reasons it's so important they come in and we try to understand what they want to achieve more than just what's your fact.
Oh yeah, and it makes a huge difference. That's why we want to be, it's easier for us to be able to help you with cost if we're in the plan development part of it. I mean, there's one house that I did a plan review on, and within 15 minutes, just making a couple of lines, changes and everything, we saved $35,000 off their plan. We actually added 100 square feet, but it was just by manipulating the plan a little bit.
It's the beauty of having alternatives as we go. Well, that's enough. I can't make y'all sit here through a whole one, but Cam, thank you so very much. Folks, be sure to ask for Cam. Hey, he's a great guy. I know you would love to work with him, and he would love to be able to visit with you.
Thank you, sir.
UBuildIt clients say it best.
I'm James McSpadden, this is my wife Joanna. I'm a fan of the system. It gave us the freedom to do the project ourselves, but we still had the UBuildIt safety net to be sure everything was done right. We love UBuildIt.
I am excited to be here with Michael McElroy of Gateway Mortgage Group, one of our newest lenders. And guys, I could go on and on about the strength and depth, but that's not why Michael showed up. So Michael, tell us a little bit about Gateway. Give basic history, because it's incredible.
Right. Thanks, Bob, for having me. Gateway basically is a 16-year-old company started by one man in Oklahoma. He's from Norman, founded the company in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and has grown to an enormous company. And the thing people like, Bob, about Gateway is we don't sell our loans. It's an Oklahoma owned and operated company, and we service, right now we're servicing about $10 billion in loans. And I don't know if any customer I've talked to over the 16 years I've been doing this that prefers their home loan to be sold again and again. So, you know what I mean? So that's one thing people love about us. And another thing that kind of separates us from a lot of other mortgage lenders and that people appreciate is, you know, I've had people call me and say, you know, I just want somebody that will call me back, you know, because unbelievable that a lot of lenders won't do that. But I guarantee you that I will call you back. And not only will I call you back, we service the customer all the way from application to closing. And that's what people appreciate the most.
Well, I mean, to be clear, You literally, you're not a mortgage broker that, oh, I got to call SunTrust, I got to call this one, there's somebody out of Florida, there's some federal regulator that's doing the underwriting. I've seen the massive overpopulated 10-story building, and they're building a new one in Tulsa where it's local. You want to drive up, and the underwriter is y'all.
Yes.
Huge quality difference.
Yes.
Keeping the mortgage versus a normal where I not only know it's being sold, but it was bought to be sold is all it was.
Exactly.
This isn't a cheap commodity. Y'all know people, and you know Oklahoma, and you know these loans.
And that makes all the difference in the world. I mean,
Yes.
every one of our employees is a Gateway employee from start to finish, from the underwriter all the way to the funder. It's all Gateway employees. We understand Oklahoma. Our appraisal review department, they understand Oklahoma properties. And sometimes, not everybody builds a house right in the metro area. And to get a deal done in a rural area, sometimes you need a lender that understands rural Oklahoma. Okay, that's what we are. That's who we are.
Absolutely phenomenal people to work with. Michael will gladly talk with you. Be sure and give him a call. Find out what is the pre-qualification. Is that what you call it? Because pre-approval is actual all paperwork and stuff.
Right. Yeah, the easiest way to get pre-approved is just go to our website, and which is www.gatewayloan.com/UBuildIt. And that'll get you pre-qualified, same day turnaround time on pre-qualifications, and then we'll get you set up for the construction lending. Many times we're able to get the UBuildIt customer into their dream home with as little as no money down. So that's what we're able to do for most folks.
It's pretty amazing. And for those of y'all that are like me and you hate to do the / and all that, we have a link on our website. Just go to UBuildIt, go to the Oklahoma City website, and we will have a link for Gateway that will take you straight there. Michael, thank you so very much, sir.
My pleasure, Bob. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Why UBuildIt?
Thank you, UBuildIt. You saved us over $30,000.
UBuildIt got us in the exact home we wanted with the quality we needed at the price we could afford. We love UBuildIt for obvious reasons.
UBuildIt.com. Quality, price, service, and happy clients.
We are David and Sheree Mulliken.
We were thankful that we had someone with a ton of experience and wisdom who could offer that wisdom to us along the building process.
We love UBuildIt. Hi, I am here with Miss Carrie Owens, and we are so excited. Now, Carrie, you are just finishing. You're putting like the last little coppery touches on your home. And I don't want to bore by discussing the house as much detail as your experience of UBuildIt. So in just a few minutes, what made you decide to go ahead and go with UBuildIt in the first place?
What drew me to UBuildIt probably the most was the ability to have control in the process. I enjoy being artistic, and I enjoy being able to have a project that I start and be able to have my hands in it and be able to start something and be able to finish it and be creative with it. And
absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. So now, how did you find the planning process and the guide through for being helpful?
Yeah, it was overwhelming. But I think, for anybody who had not done something like this before, I think that's kind of a given. But with the people here at UBuildIt, it became manageable, and it became something that was doable in time, and it became not as overwhelming, and it became something that was workable, and it became fun.
Yes.
So
that was very well said and truthfully said. That's what I like about these. Is the whole goal is what's it like from a real person standpoint. Yeah. And it is, because you start off. I watch people. I love watching people. I love what we do. But you come in and you're like, all right, these seem like nice people. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Yeah. But I'm still a little scared. And then you get in, you're like, oh my gosh, did they mislead me? This is big. Yeah. And then you get through and you're like, oh, I got this. We're ready to run. Right. So now once that begins, how did you find working with staff going through the process during the construction flow?
Yeah, it was exciting because when you start off with all of the planning, then you start to see it come into fruition, and you start to see what you dreamt about and what you planned on paper then start to take shape and take form. And that's very exciting. I mean, I would stand up there on the site and just watch it take shape. And it was exciting. You know, you would get giddy, and I would get butterflies in my stomach, and then I would kind of see because being an artist, what takes shape in my mind doesn't always come out the same in reality, and likewise, you know, in this house as well, it didn't always take shape the same way it did in my mind, but it was cool to see how it did take shape, and then how that kind of segued into the other elements of the process as well, and it just was exciting to watch it become a reality and take its own shape and its own entity and be born in its own right. So
now I'm going to brag on Miss Owens for a minute, because she's one of my favorite perfect protege type of clients for this reason more than any other, because there are those who will say, ooh, give me the engineer, ooh, give me the artist, ooh, give me the middle ground, all of which are true. You want to know the great truth of what makes a perfect client? It's a client that communicates. And I know this sounds crazy, because everybody's like, oh no, the thing I'm worried about is my building. You're going to find, would you agree, if anything, we're guilty of over communicating?
Maybe so.
But the blessing, Carrie had a time where she got a little frustrated. She actually came and blessed me with a few minutes of her time, because it's just a matter of what's going on. How do we know? Because trust me, we haven't seen everything, but the bucket of people we have in this UBuildIt universe, if you let us know, we can pretty well figure it. We have at least seen enough that we will diagnose and handle the issue if we don't already know what to do. And I stress to y'all, staying in communication, talking is one of the great things. Last thing, because I've kept you too long, what would you say to people considering UBuildIt, or what's the one thing you would like to be able to say?
I would say jump in and do it. In fact, I do say I have people who have come up during the process of building, and they see the sign in the yard, and they'll come up, because I'm there all the time. I've done a lot of the work myself. I say a lot. Yes. Some of the work, you know, a lot of some of the finished work, and they'll come up to the door and they'll say, you know, notice your sign. You know, what do you recommend? Communication, like you said, is huge. Yes. Make sure that you ask questions and you check and if you don't know, ask. I mean, it's what you're paying for. But you know, it's absolutely. I mean, you have to ask, because you have to know that communication is absolutely paramount. But the ability to be a part of the process in such a way that I was a part of the process is just it's beyond words. You know, it becomes your own child, if you will. I mean, it's almost. I mean, it's just this creative process that you own, and you can't really have ownership in it like that unless you're a part of the process in that way. Not to mention the financial benefit of it. That's just. I mean, how
much did you end up saving?
Well, I haven't heard the actual appraisal yet, but it's well over $100,000 in equity.
Yeah, we were over 20%.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
It was one of those so big, I don't tell people, because they're like, oh, you got to be lying. There's
right. And so pretty crazy. But I mean, so definitely the financial aspect of it. But even beyond that, you know, the ability to control it, the ability to know why there's a delay when there's a delay, to know what's happening behind the scenes when there's issues that arise, to know that nobody's messing with you. Yes. You know, when you have issues that happen, that it's not, you know, the contractor's not just putting the money in his own pocket, you know. My
get on my soapbox speech is, I guarantee you, I love what we say, people. I love what we do. Mm-hmm. But if we were the exact same price or even a little more, it's still a better value.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah.
The fact that you get to have your cake and eat it too, mwah.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
Carrie, we have been asked to take a few minutes and actually just discuss the home as some photos are rolling. I know you designed this home yourself, which is common for UBuildIt clients. But what were some of the unique things you saw as you saw it go up? Because we have a few pictures, probably going to roll some construction. As the slab hits and the frame goes, what were some of the neater elements as you started to see it go?
The uniqueness of the floor plan, for one thing, because that was something that I did design because we were building a separate wing on for my mom. It was kind of a unique thing for her. So that was definitely, as this construction started, was the uniqueness of the floor plan. So.
And now your mom's room, the mother-in-law suite, as we like to call it, how did that turn out?
Turned out really well. She's going to be really comfortable in there. We made that universally accessible for her. So, made a little kitchenette for her, where I put pavers in there, kind of did a unique backsplash for her, and did that custom. And
now
so that was kind of nice.
That is one thing, because we have a lot of clients like do some things. You did do some tile and paint work yourself too, as I recall. Now, what were some of those elements? Because I'm sure we'll be seeing them now as we go.
In the great room area, I did custom painting. I did a glaze technique in the great room on the walls. I did raised stenciling. Nice. And then, so I brought that out with I don't know, probably 4 or 5 different coats of glaze that, kind of brought out some of those nuances and stuff in there.
Wow.
So.
And then the tile with some of the backsplashes.
Yeah, backsplashes in there. And I ended up doing those brick pavers all the way up to the ceiling in the kitchen.
Yes.
And then just kind of recently, I ended up doing copper ceiling tins in the great room. So in there, so it's just kind of work in progress as you see things and you think, oh, I want to incorporate that element. I was able to do that.
Now tell me a little bit, because your kitchen I love. Tell me a little bit about the development of that as you went along.
Yes, because I started off, it's a kind of a French country kind of old world feel, and so I didn't want things to be what anybody else had, and that was kind of one of those things as I was looking for materials. If I found it a lot, I didn't want it anymore. So like the granite countertops and things like that, I all of a sudden just last minute decided I didn't want granite, and so ended up doing wood and stained that, and it just came out gorgeous. And like the kitchen sink, I did a farmhouse sink, but I wanted to bump that out like it was a separate piece of furniture, so I painted that different and ended up doing granite just around that area and different handles. So it just kind of gave it just a lot of personal touch and custom touch. So it was really neat to be able to watch the progress and be able to make those decisions on the fly and then say, oh, I kind of like this, I want to do this to it, and then Pinterest, you see ideas and then go, oh, I want to try this, and then take it to our consultant and go, what about this? And after he rolls his eyes for the 100th time, goes, yes, we can make that happen. So
Isn't it amazing between House, HGTV, Pinterest, the things we have to inspire us and give us ideas as we're going.
Yes.
Even if we are changing on the fly here and there on the finished stuff, it's fun.
It is fun.
How about the exterior home? How do you?
Oh my, yeah, I was able to find, the brick I wanted and then going find the rock that went with it, it just, yes, the whole process was just a lot of fun.
It is perfect.
Great creative outlet.
Anything you want to say briefly about the master suite? Because it turned out pretty cool as well.
It's pretty cool too. Yeah, I did a hand plaster finish on the walls and then the stone fireplace. Just a chance to put my touch on it. And the master suite, the ensuite there with the walk-in snail shower, the doorless shower. I was able to tile that myself with the river rock floor. Yeah, that's my oasis. In the freestanding tub. Yeah, that's my area. So
pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
As we finish, I will say, and I'll say this, and if you want to have a quick close, I will. As we flash through a few photos of the completion of the home, remember something Mrs. Owens had said earlier about seeing it, watching it built, knowing the quality, knowing what's in there. And even the more common areas, such as just the hallway or the spare bedroom, take on a whole new meaning. Now, I put the words in your mouth. I'll shut up and let you close this out.
The overall process, although at the very beginning was overwhelming with all of the numbers and the paperwork and seeing the end from the beginning, sometimes it's a lot. But step by step, with the people here at UBuildIt walking me through, showing me with each one, answering the bazillion questions that I had patiently. If they rolled their eyes, it was not where I saw, and it was in jest. And I know I was one of those that they were like, really, but it came together, and it's been, a process and a journey that has just been extremely rewarding and extremely satisfying and fulfilling as as more so than I even really would have thought it would be. And all along the way, there's not a single person who has not been inevitably invaluable, completely indispensable in the process. And I'm just thrilled to have gotten to know all of you guys and you know, become part of the family for this short term.
Absolutely.
So.
Carrie, thank you so much.
As a family-owned and operated business, Complete Interiors is the one place to shop to give that extra touch of beauty and elegance to your home. Our cabinets have a baked-on finish that is extremely durable and easy to clean, as well as soft-close doors and drawers. Complete Interiors offers a wide variety of backsplash options to complete your design, as well as flooring. From our wood look tile to carpet or hardwood, Complete Interiors can help you beautify your home.
Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this show. To recap some of the wonderful things we've learned, are you going to have some nervous moments? Are there ups, are there downs, everything? Absolutely. But that's what we're here for. That's why we are construction consultants, to guide you, to help you, to communicate with you, to make it over the nervous patches and make sure at the end you do look back like Miss Owens did and love the experience and love the product you have. Are you worried about lending? That's why we were blessed to introduce you to Michael McElroy. Be sure and talk to Gateway. Find out how easy it is to get the financing you want and how it can be even easier literally to build your dream home versus even buying an existing home. Lastly, if you don't know what you want, if you're not that far, you don't know what plans to draw, how to go about doing it, as you saw from Cam, it's a simple process. It is a huge part of what we're here for. Please, the earlier you come to talk to us, the better it is. Be sure and come in, let Cam walk you through. Find out what your options are. Visit with them. Again, it's no pressure. Even if you come in and you find this wasn't for me, at least you looked at all your options and learned what you could so you could know what is good, what is bad. Maybe it's for today, maybe it's for tomorrow. We just hope to be able to visit with you, and Cam and Ron and the whole staff hope to be able to talk to you and explain just how clean and easy the process is, how with the low interest rates, the low cost, the equity, not paying PMI, how amazingly you can often build a much more valuable home for the same monthly payment, getting exactly what you're looking for. As you have questions, as always, the number's on the screen. Call anytime. And please, please go to UBuildIt.com. We are so thankful for you. We so hope to visit with you soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Your home's in your hands, you build it. You build it's the place to go to build your home with people who know. Outstanding service, remodeling too. Your home's in your hands, you build it. Plumbers to roofers and cabinets too. We find the best people and value for you.